¿Por qué? Porque dices que no, pero no hablas en español.
Sí, un poquito, pero porque mm, the majority, ¿cómo se dice? Majority of the class,
La mayoría de la clase
la mayoría de la clase es, ¿quieres hablar en inglés? ¿Quieres,
querían hablar en inglés.
querían hablar en inglés? Sí.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the things is that well, the idea is that you speak in Spanish and then they speak in English, so you can all practice the language that you are trying to learn.
Sí.
So that is pretty much why I'm making this space possible, so you can have that chance to practice with other people aside from the teachers that
Sí.
are doing the lessons with you. So I think it's a good chance for you to practice in a not so serious environment, because if we're in a class, then I'm like, okay, I'm going to show you this, I'm going to show you that, I'm going to explain you this. So that's
Sí.
why I like that space a lot. So I don't know, can you see I mean, I don't know, I guess you're using your mobile phone there, right?
Correcto. Y un momento. Oh, no. Perfecto. Okay. Yeah, I'm using my mobile phone.
Okay, so this one. I've got a couple of questions so we can get started, although we're going to be doing Duolingo today. Today we're going to be working on some stories and probably some other exercises, but at the beginning we're going to be doing some stories, which we didn't have a look at when we did the other lesson. So let's see how you do, okay?
Perfecto. Un momento. If you think it's easier, I can get on my computer. It's just going to take 5 minutes for me to get into my office. I'm parked outside of my building.
I mean, if your eyes can read what I'm showing you in the screen, that's okay.
Okay, maybe after like an hour, I'll switch to the computer.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
So I'm showing you a couple of questions in the second and third item. So the first one says, ¿qué tipo de ropa es la que te gusta? Es la que te gusta más. Mi mente es, te gusta más. ¿Qué tipo de ropa es la que te gusta más? So what do you understand from
The
this
whole
question?
thing. What kind of clothes do I like the most?
Yeah.
Or what kind of clothes do I like a lot?
The most. It would be the most. So what would your answer be?
Para mí o para chicas?
Let's talk about both.
But is this question like, what kind of clothes do you like the most? The way this is phrased, it could be applied to either or, right? It's not specific to clothes for myself or clothes for someone else, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it can be for yourself. Usually I mean, I would ask this for asking about yourself.
Okay.
So what would your answer be?
Yo no sé qué tipo de ropas que explique en español. I wouldn't know how to describe clothes on Spanish.
Okay, no sé qué tipo de okay. But I mean, okay, so let's say you want to say I like classic clothes. How would you say that in Spanish?
Ropa clásico.
Yeah, me gusta la ropa clásica.
Pero para mí me gusta la ropa clásica y moderna.
Y moderna. Or you could say contemporánea.
Contemporáneo. Y simple.
Y sencilla.
Sencilla.
Or you could say minimalista. That's a word we use to speak about. I mean, I think the word exists in English as well, minimalist, isn't it?
Which?
Minimalist, I think. I'm not sure.
Yes. Sí.
Okay, so.
Decline.
Okay, there we go. So let's continue. ¿Qué piensas de la ropa roja?
What do I think of red clothes?
Yeah.
Para mí no, pero para chicas con, ¿cómo se dice? Skin.
Con piel.
Con piel morena, sí.
Ah, ok, para mí no, pero me gusta cuando una morena se pone ropa roja, especialmente un vestido rojo. What do you understand of this sentence? Para mí no, pero me gusta cuando una morena se pone ropa roja, especialmente un vestido rojo.
I like it when a woman has darker skin and wears red clothes, especially a red dress.
Exactly. You can zoom out and zoom in on your mobile phone in case the font
Sí.
is not too small or too big.
Sí.
Okay, so let's continue. So this is the first story that we're going to be working on. So I want you to do the pronunciation. So we're going to be doing this kind of a conversation. So you're going to do one sentence and then I'm going to do the other one. So we can kind of play role the story that is going to be shown on Duolingo, okay?
Listo.
Okay, so la chaqueta roja, continue.
Lily está en una tienda de ropa con su amiga Sari.
Good. Please let me know if you can listen to the audio of this story.
Esta tienda es muy cara.
Sí.
Yeah, okay, so esta tienda está muy cara, es muy
Sí.
cara.
¡Guau!
This is so simple.
Esta chaqueta roja es perfecta.
So what is the right choice? The first one?
The first one. The first one.
Okay.
Sari, me encanta este color.
I'm pretty sure I've listened to this one on Duolingo, just so you know.
Did you? Okay, let's finish this one and let's skip till the very last stories of the application. That way,
Perfecto.
I'm sure that I don't think you have done those ones yet. So
Perfecto.
this one, let's do the pronunciation of this one. Me encanta este color.
Me encanta este calor.
Okay, next question. ¿Qué colores prefieres en tu ropa?
¿Qué colores?
¿Qué colores prefieres en tu ropa?
Yo prefiero ropa azul, blanco y negro.
Okay, so ropa is a feminine noun in Spanish. So you should say azul, blanca y negra because ropa is feminine. So the color changes a little bit.
Bueno, prefiero la ropa azul, blanca y negra.
Okay, perfect. Let's continue.
Sari, quiero comprar esta chaqueta.
Let's do this one. Quiero comprar esta chaqueta.
So I have to say it like her or like you?
Either way.
Quiero comprar esta chaqueta.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question. ¿Qué quieres comprar en este momento?
En este momento no necesito nada.
Good. I do want a lot of things still.
Sí, yo también, pero ahora, en este momento, yo no tengo nada. Yo no necesito nada.
Okay, ¿y qué te gustaría tener? ¿Qué te gustaría tener?
What do I have that I like? No, what do I have that what do I like that I have?
What would you like to have?
Si yo tengo mucho dinero, bueno, un boleto a Madrid.
Si yo tuviera mucho dinero, compraría un tiquete a Madrid.
¿Por qué un tiquete, no boleto?
We don't do boleto in Colombia, if I'm being honest. We don't, I mean, it sounds too formal. I would never say boleto. It would sound like a wannabe rich kid. I mean, that's how I would perceive that the word if someone used it in Colombia? I mean, it would sound like way too formal.
So listen, if I were like in a business meeting and I was talking to people I was doing real estate with, and we were talking about going somewhere, and I said, oh, I need to buy a ticket to that concert, would I say, even if it's like a friend, would I say boleto because they're like formal, or will I still say tiqueta?
I would still say tiquete.
Tiquete.
Mhm.
Bueno, gracias.
Yeah, because I mean, there are two kind of formals, and I'm sure, or I'm very convinced that in English that form exists as well. It's kind of like there is a natural formal way to say things and a not so natural formal way to say things. What I mean by this is, for example, I don't know how common it is to say, hey, I'm going to meet with 10 persons in English. Like, technically that's correct, but how many people actually say 10 persons or 15 persons? Like
Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, it would sound very off. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, we'd
So,
say people.
yeah, so that is a thing. So let's continue. Let's see the next one. Oh, wait, you know what? I wanted to ask you this. ¿Por qué comprarías, o mejor dicho, para qué comprarías un tiquete a Madrid?
¿Por qué?
¿Para qué?
¿Para qué? For what?
Ujú.
Porque yo me gusta España.
Porque me gusta España. Porque me gusta España. ¿Cuáles son las tres cosas que más te gusta de España?
Buena pregunta. Buena pregunta.
Ujú, buena pregunta.
Buena pregunta. Porque la vida en España es mucho tranquilo
Ujú.
y la comida es bien, bueno, un poquito bueno.
La comida es buena.
Y la cultura, la música y la arquitectura es muy bonito.
Y la arquitectura es muy bonita. Or you could also say es muy chévere.
Es muy chévere.
Yeah. Okay.
Próximo.
Okay. So the next one, choose the option that means to buy.
Comprar.
Comprar. Yes.
Comprar. Comprar.
Sari,
Okay. Let's go.
¿qué? La chaqueta cuesta $500.
So let's do the pronunciation of this. La chaqueta cuesta $500.
La chaqueta cuesta $500.
Ok, ¿cuál ha sido la prenda? ¿Cuál ha sido la prenda más costosa que has comprado en tu vida?
¿Cuál ha sido la prenda?
Mhm. So when we
No.
say prenda, it's about clothing. So what's the piece of clothes or shoes, like the most expensive that you have ever bought?
Tal vez zapatos o tal vez ¿cómo se dice? Suit.
Un traje.
Un traje.
¿Qué costó?
What's it cost?
Yeah, like a suit that cost
Like $700 maybe.
que costó como $700 aproximadamente.
Or 600. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Okay, so check it out. Un traje que costó como $700 aproximadamente. So this is roughly. Okay.
Bueno.
The next one, let's see. How much does the jacket cost?
$500.
$500.
¿Qué?
¿Qué?
Sari, tú no necesitas una chaqueta nueva. Pero, Lily, hoy es mi cumpleaños.
So, what is birthday?
Cumpleaños.
Yeah, good. ¿Cuándo cumples años?
14
¿El 14 de qué?
de junio.
De junio.
I
¿Cuántos?
can't see. Can you scroll down?
Wait.
Is 14, 14?
Maybe you've got it zoomed in. Maybe you need to swipe so you can
Nope.
see it. No?
I don't know how to zoom in. Can you just scroll down a little bit so that that part is in the middle of the screen? Yeah, perfecto. Gracias.
Okay, there you go. So, ¿cuántos años cumpliste este año?
The one that's coming or the one that just happened?
Este año, this year.
This year.
Ujú. ¿Cuántos años cumpliste? Like, how many years or how old? Like, how many
35
years?
años.
Yeah, okay.
35.
Yeah. Okay, the next one.
Ah, sí. Y tú eres mi mejor amiga.
Okay.
Sí, y
¿Quién es tu mejor amigo?
Solo uno, mi amigo Matt.
Matt, ¿hace cuánto lo conoces?
5 años.
5 años, ok. ¿Y cómo se conocieron?
A mi amigo Jason.
You mean at Jason's?
I met him through Jason.
Oh, ok. Lo conocí por otro amigo llamado Jason.
Llamado Jason.
Yes. Okay, let's continue.
Y el regalo perfecto para mí es una chaqueta barata.
Okay. So speaking about gifts, ¿cuál ha sido el mejor regalo que te han dado?
Andado.
Ujú.
¿Qué es andado?
What's been the best gift you have been given?
Quizás mi primero carro.
Mi primer carro, ¿quién te lo dio?
¿Quién te lo dio?
Yeah.
What's tiro?
Who gave it to you?
Mi padre.
Tu papá. ¿Cuántos años tenías?
How long did I have it?
No. ¿Cuántos años tenías? ¿Cuántos años tenías?
How old was I?
Yeah.
17. ¿Cómo se dice 17?
17.
17.
17. Okay, so let's continue. So Zari's birthday gift from Lily will be
A cheap jacket.
a cheap jacket. How do you say cheap, but not as in like in this context, but when you mean that someone is cheap?
You can say someone is cheap or someone is frugal. If you say someone is frugal, it means that they're very like, it's a nice way of saying that they're stingy.
That they're stingy.
You know, like,
Okay.
like you go out to dinner and your friend never pays for their dinner or like
Yeah.
never offers to pay, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, look up stingy. What's
So
it say?
it's tacaño.
Miserly with money.
That is tacaño. It's kind of offensive.
So is
But
stingy.
yeah, stingy or codo. This is very Colombian. Like we would say this, codo. This is what a paisa would say, codo.
Codo.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because codo is also the translation for elbow.
Codo. So tú eres codo?
Exactly. That's how you would say it. Yeah, like,
Tú
oh,
eres
it's
codo.
like people would say, ese man es codo.
Tú eres codo, carachimba.
Okay, yeah, they would call you like that. I mean, some of them. Or they would just call you the other one that I showed you, tacaño.
Tacaño.
Yeah, okay. So the next one, let's see. Okay, so how do you say to buy?
Comprar.
Uh-huh, you need,
Necesitas.
but,
Cumpleaños. Oh, but, pero.
okay, birthday,
Cumpleaños.
and expensive,
Cara u caro.
caro o cara, yes. Now, there is something that you should definitely keep in mind when using
Dime.
the word caro, because if you say caro in front of a
Di-
woman here in Colombia, they might look at you like you're stingy. If you
What
say
do you
like,
mean?
oh, eso es caro, so that's kind of like, that's expensive. But using the word caro might make you look stingy, that you just don't like spending money on things. So what women pay attention to, usually here, I've seen this many times, is costoso. Like if you don't actually want to say caro, but you want to say that something is costly, if you will, you would say eso es costoso. So it kind of makes you look stingy as well, not as much as caro, but probably makes you look a little bit stingy.
Well, so let me ask you something, okay? Because this is very interesting culturally, and it has to do with different people. Costoso. Costoso o cotoro?
Costoso.
Costoso. Like, let's see, I say something for $200, okay? And I say, that's fucking expensive because whatever that is shit. But I could see, like, let's talk about shoes. I see a pair of shoes and I look at them and they look like shit and it's $200. I say, this is fucking expensive, right? I see another pair of shoes. I'm like, same price, but look much nicer. I'm not going to say they're expensive. So it has to do with value, not the price. Is there a way to distinguish that if I go, this is like expensive for what it is, rather than saying it's expensive? Because it wouldn't be that I'm cheap, but I'm also not going to spend money on something that doesn't hold the value that I want it to have.
I understand what you mean. I would dare to say that it's pretty much like, technically speaking, is the same in Colombia. The thing is that just the fact of you saying that something is costly or expensive or asking for the price of something, I mean, I avoid doing that as much as I can with women here, because if you do it, you will definitely look stingy.
Okay, well,
I understand.
I don't care what they think, so whatever. But it's good to know.
I understand what you mean, but I mean, it's like, I'm going to give you an example. For example, I used to teach a guy like the chat kind of thing, like the guy like this, draw line, everything, the height, like, I mean, very, very handsome man. And I remember that he didn't have jack shit. Like he didn't have any shit. Like he was barely hanging on in Colombia.
Oof.
Yeah, but women have in the back of their minds that if it's a gringo, he's rich or he's got money. You see where I'm going? And the same would apply, like, for I'm a local, so they would think, I mean, especially because I don't dress that nicely or with very expensive clothes, they might think, oh, this guy is just poor, right? Like this guy is just poor. So I cannot afford to make them think that I am poor, like to reinforce that belief. You understand what I mean? Like,
yeah,
maybe,
but do you really want those girls that just care if you have money though? I don't know. Do you?
I mean, you already read the book, so it's like, I mean, it's what it is. I don't know. I mean, just like, as long as they're compliant and they're my type, yo, I mean.
Terrible.
Okay. So that's something that you may want to keep in mind. I mean, I'm telling you, if you want to keep it in mind, it's up to you, but I'm just giving you the heads up. So let me just go this. So let's go to the very end of the stories because you are an advanced student. So I think this is going to be more of your level. So we've got
How do you say not yet?
Todavía no.
Can you write it?
Todavía.
Are you expecting me to remember what these things are without the English version there? Todavía. Todavía. No, no. What?
Todavía no or aún no. Either way is not yet.
Bueno, gracias.
Cool. So no, you know what? I was talking to a new student of English yesterday, the day before yesterday, and it was kind of interesting because she was like, "Oh shit, I've got 2 bachelor's degrees and I've done this and that, and I don't understand why I haven't been able to learn English." And I was like, you know what? It's got a lot to do with the mindset that you've got to learn another language. And I don't know, like I've never asked you what you studied at college or if you went whatsoever. Did you go to college?
See?
Yeah, okay. So the thing with languages is that how long did it take you to get this degree that you've got?
Don't ask me that.
Okay, so
I think, I mean, in time of study, 4 years, but in time to finish my degree from the time that I started, 5 or 6, because I quit and I traveled and I did a bunch of other stuff.
And I think it happens to pretty much everybody. Like everyone who's getting a degree, they kind of go through the same process. That it's not like the 4 years, but it's 5, 6, even 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why many people don't learn either Spanish or English is because you're thinking of it more as a course instead of a skill like the college degree that you got. Like you think that it's going to take you less effort and less time. And I'm here to tell you that it's not going to take you any less time or effort. If you want to do it really, really well, like if you want to sound as native as possible, okay?
I would even go further and say that it's not something you learn, it's something that you do, because I speak English and I'm pretty well spoken, right? I have a good vocabulary, but I'm still learning. It's a lifelong learning.
It's the same mindset that you've got to have in English. I mean, when
See
you're
it.
learning Spanish in your case, in her case, it is English. And I was like, this thing is not rocket science. This is not difficult to understand. Like when we take each piece, each phrase, each sentence, it's not hard to understand. The only slow part, it's not hard to understand the translations. The hard part is to memorize all of those translations so you can actually have that library in your head and use it at will, like whenever you want to say whatever.
Claro que sí, claro que sí.
So it's more about this. It's more about practicing and just taking your time to absorb all of that information that a language has. So
Bueno.
I was like, you're not dumb or an idiot. It just takes time. You're probably impatient. That's the thing. That's probably the thing that has held you back to learn the language. So
Bueno.
okay. Let's have a look at this story. This is showing me like okay. So let's see. Where are the paddles? The perfect anniversary. Where is the dog? And Junior can decide. Which story do you want to do?
En un momento. Where is the dog?
Where is the dog? Okay, let's do that.
¿Dónde está el perro?
Yes. Okay, this is actually one of the
¿Dónde
last
está el
ones.
perro?
¿Dónde está el
Lily
perro?
y Sari están en
I
el
just said
cuarto de Lily. Ellas están mirando a su vecino Edgar por la ventana.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question before we have a look at that. ¿Alguna vez has tenido Una mascota. So what
Was
do
there
you...
a time that I had a pet? Did I ever have a pet?
Yeah, exactly.
Nailed it. Sí, cuando yo estoy joven,
Cuando era joven.
cuando era joven,
Ujú,
cuando era joven, yo tengo muchos perros.
tenía muchos perros.
Tenía muchos perros.
¿Cuántos?
Es difícil para explicar,
Es difícil de explicar.
Porque una vez un perro y en otra vez 4 perros y en otra vez 5 perros.
Uf, wow.
Sí,
Es demasiado.
sí,
Ok,
obvio.
¿por qué tenías tantos perros?
¿Por qué? Porque mi madre es loca.
Oh, it was your mom. It wasn't
No,
you.
no, toda la familia. Pero mi
Oh,
madre es loca.
okay, fair
Está
enough.
loca.
¿Y cuántos hermanos
¿Entiendes?
tienes? Sí, ¿y cuántos hermanos tienes?
Hermanos,
Ujú,
3 hermanos. 2
yeah,
hermanas y un hermano.
okay, fair enough. Let's continue. So I want you to read this, the first sentence of this story. Go ahead.
Lily y Sari están en el cuarto de Lily.
Ujú, continue.
Ellas están mirando a su vecino Edgar por la ventana.
Ujú.
Por la ventana.
Sari, ¿cuándo fue la última vez que viste al perro de la señora Flores?
So what's the correct answer?
La última vez.
La última vez.
The last time.
Yes, exactly. How do you say, I'm going to show you these ones. Let me show you. The day before yesterday. How do you say yesterday?
Ayer.
Ayer, okay. And the day before yesterday is antier.
Antier.
Yes. And 2 days ago, wait, I mean, the day before yesterday, 3 days ago. 3 days ago is tras antier.
Y 4 antier y 5 antier.
No, that's I mean, these are words that we created. I don't know the etymology of this, but those are words that we use for the day before yesterday. You would just say antier, or 3 days ago you would say tras antier. Now from 4 days ago, it's just a direct translation. There's no word, just hace 4 días.
Hace 4 días.
Yes, and the ago is the hace part. But so for example, this one, the
But
day.
isn't hace like ¿qué haces? Like what are you doing? Right?
Yeah, you would write it just like I'm showing you right now, but yeah, it's very similar. The day after tomorrow. This one, how do you say tomorrow?
Mañana.
Okay, and the day after tomorrow is pasado mañana.
Pasado mañana.
Yeah.
Y what about 2 days from now or 3 days or next
Oh
week?
no, that would be a direct translation in 2 days. In those días. Okay. Okay, now let's continue here.
El lunes. ¿Por qué? Yo no recuerdo la última vez que lo vi. Pero el lunes escuché que Edgar le dijo a la señora Flores, yo me encargaré de ese perro.
Okay, so this is a good one. The last one. Let's read the last sentence. Go ahead.
Yo me encargaré. ¿Cómo se dice?
Okay, let's do the whole thing from the beginning. Repeat after me. Pero el lunes escuché
Pero el lunes escuché
que Edgar le dijo a la señora Flores,
que Edgar le dijo a la señora Flores,
yo me encargaré
yo me encargaré
de ese perro.
de ese perro.
How would you translate this?
Yo no sé. But on Monday, I heard Edgar say to Senior Flores, I'm taking the encargare. No entiendo.
So that is, I will take care of that dog.
I will take care of the dog. Like I'm going to take care of it and protect it, or like I'm going to take care of it and kill it. What does that mean?
Exactly. Yeah, the second one. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, oh, it's a pain in the neck, so I'm going to take care of it. Okay.
Comprendo.
Okay, so let's continue. Selecciona la opción que significa will take care.
Me encargaré.
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 Yes.
Es muy difícil para mí.
Y anoche vi a Edgar sacar una bolsa de basura.
Oh, shit.
Okay, let's do the pronunciation of this one. Y anoche vi a
Y
Edgar.
Y anoche vi a Edgar
Sacar una bolsa de basura.
sacar una bolsa de basura.
Yes. What is anoche?
Tonight.
Last night.
Last night. Anoche.
Yes. Last night is anoche. And tonight is esta noche.
Esta noche.
Yeah.
And tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, mañana en la noche. Mañana
Mañana la noche.
en la noche. Tomorrow.
Anoche yo bailar bachata.
Anoche bailé bachata. ¿En dónde?
Anoche bailé bachata. En mi ciudad.
En mi ciudad. Okay, okay. ¿A qué hora llegaste a la casa?
¿Qué?
¿A qué horas llegaste a la casa?
Early. 11.
Temprano. Llegué temprano. A
Llegué
las
temprano.
11. Okay, so let's continue.
A lo mejor tuvo una fiesta.
What did she say?
¿Y otra vez? A lo mejor
A lo mejor tuvo
Tuvo-
una fiesta.
una fiesta. ¿Qué
Okay.
estuvo?
Tuvo. He probably had. Tuvo is had in the past. He had a party.
Tuvo is probably had.
I mean, a lo mejor is probably or maybe. Tuvo is he had.
A lo mejor is maybe. I thought tal vez or quizás is maybe.
Yeah, also. I mean, this is a little bit formal. It's not too formal, but it's formal. I mean, I would never say a lo mejor. No, not never, but I would rarely say a lo mejor.
Bueno. Próximo.
Okay.
No creo, porque él acaba de llegar a este barrio y no conoce a nadie.
So let's do the pronunciation of that. Go ahead.
No creo porque él acaba de llegar a este barrio y no conoce a nadie.
Yes. What is the translation of this?
Yo no sé. I think because something in the neighborhood, I don't know nothing. I don't know what to say.
Okay, it says, I don't think so because he just arrived in this neighborhood and he doesn't know anybody. Okay.
Entonces, no sabemos dónde está el perro. Y tú viste a Edgar con una bolsa de basura.
Okay, let's do the pronunciation of that. Go ahead.
Entonces, no sabemos